Welcome to the Town of Salina Town Board meeting. We're going to stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. First item on the agenda is to call the public hearing to receive public comments on the amendments to the 5-year plan for the 2020 Community Development Grant application. Actually, I reached out to Community Development last week to see if they were going to extend the date. They didn't say they would extend the date, but they did say don't worry about having your public hearing, just submit the application. But we did get our 5-year plan updated and based again on the meetings that Dave and Dan and Laura and Chris and I had a couple of weeks ago. We've added the Sayre Park improvements, which is playgrounds, Albert House, curbing, a basketball and tennis court painting. The softball field was already on there. We added on there electronics park improvements, which was swimming pool painting and parking lot improvement at electronics park. We added the Bear Trap Creek Trail signage, which was a suggestion that Daniel made. This is the trail that goes from the Kmart parking lot to 7th North Street. Yeah. Maybe doing like some mile markers, better signage so that people would know that where it is and where you can get off on to different streets and areas. The Pitcher Hill that was on there, the Mohawk Drive and Ashford Court, those were on there, and then the town drainage projects were on there. So, any questions from the board?
No.
And we did receive one comment from Will Schmarter, and basically just saying that he was, this will be part of the record, I don't want to misstate it, but just saying that he liked the fact that we had added some good things into the community development plan, was concerned about the road projects, the drainage, some of the sewer and drainage projects, and also suggested updating our website so that we had more information on there about some of the places that are listed on the community plan on the website. So again, this will be added into the record for the public hearing. Any other comments by the board? No?
No.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing on the 5-year community development plan. Do I have a second to the motion?
I'll second that.
Will the clerk call the roll?
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Magnotta?
Yes.
Mrs. Shirley?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes.
Ms. Dunn?
Yes. Next is the public hearing to receive public input on the proposed application for the community development grant. We decided to do the Sayre Park and the Albert House improvement project. And again, this is to do, I think we're looking at curbing around the parking area. New playground equipment at Sayre Park, painting of the tennis courts and the basketball courts, and also some improvements to the Albert House. I think we might be looking at some new windows at the Albert House. And then again, the Albert House is a historic farmhouse at Sayre Park. The cost of the project is, the requested amount is $150,000. The total project cost is $180,000. $1,500. Remember last year they changed the community development grant so that this year you would get like just a smaller amount. We got 50,000 or 45,000 for the Brewerton Road. Now that next year, I think we're probably in line for a larger amount, so that's why we decided to do this. Any comments on this project? No? Questions? No?
I didn't know what the Albert House when I first came here, and I think it's an awesome little thing that we have on town.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I preserve that. I think it's
Right.
a great thing.
Right, no, yeah, absolutely, and I agree, we probably should have pictures of it on our website so that people,
Yeah.
more people do know about it. I think that's an excellent idea, so, I would like to make a motion to close the public, you know what, do we need to make a motion to accept the actual 5-year plan?
Yes.
We should, yes. So I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing first on the, application for the Sarah Park and Albert House Improvement Project. Do I have a second?
A second.
Will the clerk call the roll?
Mr. Carver?
Yes.
Attorney Gurley?
Yes.
Mrs. Rowley?
Yes.
Attorney
Yes.
Salina?
Yes. Okay, so I will make a motion to approve the 5-year plan as submitted. Do I have a second?
A second.
Will the clerk call the roll?
Mr. Carver?
Yes.
Mr. Rowley?
Yes.
Mrs. Rowley?
Yes.
Attorney
Yes.
Salina?
Yes. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the community block grant application for the Sarah Park and Albert House improvement? No, we closed the public hearing. Do I have a second?
A second.
Will the clerk call the roll?
Mr. Carver?
Yes.
Attorney Gurley?
Yes.
Mrs. Rowley?
Yes.
Attorney
Yes.
Salina?
Yes. Okay, next item is residents wishing to speak in town board comments. Do I have any town board comments? First ward, Nick Parra.
None.
Second ward, Jim Magnorelli.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that I did pretty much complete my review of utility bills. As you know, we were looking at Troy and Banks' proposal. And last year, we did see where the bills were a little higher than what was proposed by Troy and Banks. This year, National Grid rate has gone significantly lower. So we actually did make a good move by not jumping to the Troy and Banks proposal. So, and also we did remove about 6 accounts that were still in a US&G gas marketer. We were buying gas from US&G. We have since changed those all over. We were paying a significantly higher amount for our gas supply for our properties here. So with that, I'm pretty much going to end the review until such time as we need to look at it again. The other thing I want to ask you, did Troy and Banks ever reach out to us regarding their audit that they wanted to perform? Because I know they reached out to Dave Hess. Did we tell them we wanted to
Yeah.
stop? We told them?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so that's done. Okay,
I did.
okay, that's all I have.
Okay. Third ward, Daniel. Mrs. Rowley.
Yeah, I just want people to know that even though we aren't having our community meetings, you can still reach out to us on the different Facebook groups, stay involved. If anybody needs any help, definitely reach out, and we're here to do whatever we can for you.
Okay. Fourth ward, Dave Kearney.
None.
None, and I have none. Next, we did receive one comment from Will Schmurder regarding the current situation with the town board not being able to have public. That comment will be submitted to the town clerk for the record. I don't know if any of the board have any comments regarding it. Everybody received a copy of it? Okay, so that will be given to the town clerk's office and included in the minutes in full. Okay. Now, number 5, consider items submitted by the town comptroller. There are none. Consider the approval of the minutes of the March 9th regular town board meeting. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Will the clerk call the roll?
Mr. Carver?
Yes.
Attorney Gurley? Mrs. Rowley?
Yes.
Yes.
You know, I did that hastily. When we talked about the March 9th meeting, I'm sorry.
March
You're gonna
ninth.
abstain?
You're gonna
I have
abstain.
to abstain.
Okay.
Mr. Kearney?
Yes.
Ms. Scott?
Yes. Okay, next, town attorney's report.
I have nothing to report tonight, other than we have to go to executive session to discuss a legal matter with the bond resolution.
Yep, okay. Next is town engineers report.
A couple things. We have a pretreatment plant at the landfill. Leachate that comes out of the landfill is intercepted in trenches and gets pumped to this pretreatment plant so that that water doesn't go into Lake Creek. That treatment plant cleans the water up to some extent, and then it is discharged to a sanitary sewer. And we have to comply with regulations for both DEC and Onondaga County for that treatment process. We've been operating this landfill and that pretreatment plant for 6 years. We had an opportunity this year to reduce the amount of testing and sampling that's going on there. And the supervisor and I talked about the possibility of maybe being able to phase out this pretreatment plant over a period of time. We also were sharply made aware of the fact that not everything there is going to last forever. When the heating unit serving the office and the heating unit serving the building both failed this year or last year, and they had to be repaired. So if we have to keep this pretreatment plant, we need to figure out about how much it's going to cost to keep it running if we have to do that. But what we did receive, I met with CNS. We did receive a proposal to do an analysis of all the monitoring of the contaminants going into the pretreatment plant and the contaminants coming out and being discharged to Onondaga County and how those have changed over the years, and to see if it might be possible to eliminate the usage of that pretreatment plant. That proposal is for $5,750, and that assumes, that would be the maximum. That assumes that they find out that we might be able to do it, and it actually includes the effort to make an application to the DEC and Aqua to try to get ourselves in a position where we can eliminate that pretreatment plant usage completely. So I think this is a good step, even if it fails. It's a worthwhile effort to do at this point, and maybe again in the future. This is an expensive plant to operate, and if we can eliminate it at some point, it would be well worth our while. This doesn't include figuring out how much all the different units cost. This is a price to figure out if we can get out of this. And I recommend its approval, $5,750 max.
Questions?
Is there, I don't know what the word, an inkling of a feeling that the levels are going to be low enough?
I don't have that qualification.
Okay, so this is just kind
This
of.
is something that just has to be done by somebody that really understands all these different numbers.
Okay.
I don't have those qualifications.
Why do you think we should do it, I guess, now? Have you done it in the past?
No, I've never done this.
Okay, so it's just kind of.
We're trying to be proactive to reduce the cost. I don't know how much it costs us to operate that plant. Jeanine would have a better idea, but I know we have to have a maintenance crew out there on a regular basis.
Right.
And testing. It's an expensive operation.
Yeah, I think there's two issues is, if we could get a better understanding as to how long we have to do it, and if we are gonna continue to do it, how long is the equipment that is out there gonna last? We don't have that in our budget to replace that equipment. The warranties on a lot of that are already up. So if we start having to replace that, I think it gives us a better understanding of what we're gonna have to budget down the road. I know CHA did all of the work out there, and this is kind of more of a quality control check on where they were, not having them do the same work for us, bringing somebody in to give us another opinion, almost like a second opinion, I guess, at this point, as to how long are we gonna go with this. They really never told us an end date, but I think, why not try to figure that out?
Right. Okay.
We've got enough money in the budget to do this,
I was just curious, as
right?
kind of where this idea originated from. And
Well, it started when the heating system
Right.
failed. And then we started thinking, wait a minute.
let's check.
Maybe we should
do a little bit.
look into this. It makes sense to look into this, not only the equipment, but also if are we gonna have to keep it going forever and ever and ever?
know some of the testing results showed that or was that just because we were in the number of years that we don't have to do as many bond?
That was actually part of the original engineering plan. When
Right.
it was planned for
Right.
open, after 6 years, they could reduce the amount of testing.
Right, okay,
So that was in there.
right, okay. Yeah, I think it's worth it to just take a look at it to see where we're going. Do you agree? Yeah, okay. So I'll make a motion to approve the proposal submitted by CNS for the Salina landfill treatment system effective review proposal. Do I have a second?
second.
Will the clerk call the roll?
Mr. Farrer?
Yes.
Mr. Magrum?
Yes.
Mrs. Early?
Yes.
Mr. Kearney?
Yes.
And next, as a part of the town hall work, we have requested and received a proposal from CNS to modify the stage so that it would be at the same elevation as the rest of the first floor of the town hall, be accessible from the first floor of the town hall, or be accessible readily, and have its own, have access to lighting and HV, or heating, ventilating, and air conditioning, and be in fact an extension of the first floor office space. Thinking in terms of that being swing space, there's a big advantage to having that available before we actually start construction on the building itself. Because if you can move various departments in there when those departments are being worked on, then they're out of the way of all that construction. That should make the construction more efficient and cost effective. So we asked for this proposal from CNS. This was an idea that was kicked around between the town of Salina and the architect at CNS and ourselves as being something that would be worthwhile and smart to do. So we received this proposal. The proposal, including the design of the project, it would come to $36,000. And again, I think that's a smart thing to do at this point.
Can can we take this up after?
Yeah? You want to do that? Okay.
On the bond?
Okay. Okay, so we'll wait on that, okay?
Okay.
So now, item number 9 is to consider approval of a bond resolution for renovation and improvements to the town hall in the amount of $7.9 million. I would like to go,
7.88.
or $7.8 million. I'd like to go into executive session because I'd like to request to meet with the town attorney to just discuss some legal aspects before we make a decision on this. So I think at this point, we're going to end the live stream on the Facebook, and then once we are out of executive session, we will start it back up again. Okay?
Yep.
We're back live again out of executive session, and we'll move forward with the rest of the agenda. So the next item is to consider approval of a bond resolution for the renovation improvements to the town hall in the amount of $7.8 million. Jim, I know you weren't here for the the work session with the engineers at the last meeting, but the board had asked, instead of acting on it at the last meeting, to hold it off until this meeting so that we were all back together.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And I know you and I kind of given you an update of what was going on, but is there any more questions for myself or Doug or Tim regarding this bond resolution?
So just to be clear, this is absolute worst what it could possibly be. We're just in case it does come to this amount, but it could be under that. We just don't know at this time.
You're authorizing up to 7.8.
Up to.
Absolutely, yeah. And again, a lot of it is contingent upon how the bids come in. Based on the circumstances that are going on right now, the bids could come in great because people are going to be looking for work. So I hate to not move forward with it because it might be a good time to be doing this. Doug?
And as of right now, construction is exempt from any restrictions. So that's one of the reasons CNS, they have a construction company, that's why they're still working.
The whole proposal was laid out. Again, the biggest issue is we're going from steam heat to hot water heat, and that's where,
That's the
and I think, I don't know, you probably didn't hear this, but the bid also included that they would work from 6 AM to 6 PM at night, because, and again, whether that would be needed or not, but that budget includes that, because of, they would have to work around the daycare. The daycare upstairs would be, we would be able to relocate the wing, the kindergarten wing or the baby wing would be a little bit more difficult to move them from, they can't go upstairs. So we would have to make sure that they could work on one room that was vacant and then move the kids, and there, she has restrictions and stuff like that. But, you know, we think that there's a good plan to work around that.
Good.
Okay?
I think it's fair to say that as of right now, everything that we're aware of will lower the cost that we have here.
Right.
Good.
Any questions? No? Okay.
So bond council has prepared a resolution, a bond resolution for the board to consider, which will be subject to this referendum.
Right.
So, and we'll need a 2/3 majority vote, in order for this to pass under state finance law.
Okay. Okay. So, and do we need to do seeker and all that? Or did we do that? No, we didn't do that. We did it on the street lighting, but do we need to do?
As far as I know, you really don't have to, because it's a type 2 action.
That's type
clear.
Oh, okay.
It's a type 2 action,
Okay.
so we will recognize for the record.
Okay.
That this is a type
Yes.
2 action, and it's for, maintenance and for renovation.
Expansion of existing facility,
Expansion of existing
so it's definitely a type 2, it's a listed type 2 action.
Okay, okay. Do we need to actually make a motion for that or no?
we'll just recognize
Just-
for the record.
Okay.
that This is a type 2
Okay.
action.
Good. So then I guess I'll make a motion to approve the bond resolution for the town hall renovations and improvements in the amount of $7.8 million. Do I have a second to the motion?
I'll second.
Will the clerk call the roll?
Mr. Carl?
No.
Mr. Rainville?
Yes.
Mr. Cicero?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes. Okay, so the motion is carried 4-1. So we can move forward and publish that and get that, the notice out to the the newspaper. And then the clock starts ticking for the referendum, or for the permissive referendum. Okay.
Did you want to consider that swing space resolution?
Yeah.
You didn't do that, and that, as I understand it, is out of existing funds, right?
That is, the cost to pay for that proposal that CNS gave us for the swing space. I have enough money in the capital project to pay for that soft cost on that.
I just had a quick question about that too.
Sure.
So, because it has to be raised up quite a bit, is there gonna be, I guess, storage space underneath it?
I would think so, because right now there is.
Yeah.
This whole space will be essentially empty space with the new floor up on the first floor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, that won't look like.
This will be a wall,
right.
but behind that wall, there'll be, where the stage is currently, there'll be empty space.
There'll be a swing space with access to the building.
So the swing space will be on this floor, or will they be raising the floor?
We're not gonna raise the first level.
Right, so
So what's gonna be between the
the
new
first floor and this floor?
Well, that I don't think has been determined yet.
Okay.
Okay.
But so like right now, there's storage under there. If we were able to at least keep that storage, but maybe even create additional storage.
It could be a tremendous amount of
It
storage.
depends on how they do it. If they fill out with stone, then no.
Right, if they filled it all the way up.
Filled it with a new stone.
What's under there right now, George? There's steel beams, isn't there?
There's steel beams under there now. They put this,
There's gonna be the space from the floor of this stage all the way up to the first floor. It's empty space as it is right now.
Right.
So if they fill it up, obviously it's going to be filled space. But I was just curious whether or not that essentially turns into a new room. That
well,
can be used for storage.
could, but that hasn't been decided.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Same with the swing space, it's not been determined with.
Swing
after
space,
it's
the plan is to do swing space so we have it available during construction.
Right, after construction,
You can still
What
do
I'm
storage.
thinking of is a conference room, an additional conference room or
Office
storage
space,
for inactive
storage.
records.
It can have any.
Right, right.
and the swing space is necessary for moving forward with the construction, the renovation and improvements in town hall, which we
We've just been talking all along about making use of that space.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe when you discuss it with the architects
Yeah.
or engineers, if they get engineered in such a way to make a certain amount of that usable.
Absolutely.
Right.
I don't know if you want to heat it, ventilated, and, you know, that'll be another discussion, but probably light it. It's
So, do I have a motion to approve the proposal for CNS for the swing space modification submitted in the amount of $36,000?
Yeah, I'll make the motion to approve the money that we have at hand for this construction of the swing space.
And that'll be taken out of the capital improvement?
Out of the capital improvement,
Yep.
yes.
Okay, I'll second that. Will the clerk call the roll?
Mr. Carver?
Yes.
Mr. Minnick?
Yes.
Mr. Cicerelli?
Yes.
Mr. Carney?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
And I just have one additional thing. At the last meeting, I thought we authorized advertising for bids for both Wilson and the other streets. There are two separate contracts, but the minutes reflect authorizing advertising for just the streets that are not going to be done by committee. It won't paper until tomorrow, but probably the simplest thing to do would be to ask for another resolution approving the advertising for bids for this construction of roadside improvements along Wilson Ave as a part of a community development project that's been approved quite a while ago.
Okay, Nick, do you want to make a motion to authorize to receive bids for Wilson?
Yeah,
Ave Community
I'll make that
Development?
motion.
Okay, I'll second it. Will the clerk call the roll?
Mr. Carver?
Yes.
Mr. Minnick?
Yes.
Mr. Cicerelli?
Yes.
Mr. Carney?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes. Okay. Okay, consider awarding the bids for the purchase of a tractor with loader for the Parks Department. So we received bids, and I've got them here somewhere, for the tractor. The low bid, we received 3 bids from Cleiss, Gary's, and Hob Hill Farm and Sales, I think. Gary's was $12,200. Cleiss was $14,000, and Hob Hill Farms was $16,300. So I would like to make a motion to award the bid for the tractor with loader to Gary's Equipment in the amount of $12,200. There was a trade-in on that. So, and there's money in the budget for that. So do I have a second to the motion?
I'll second that.
Will the clerk call the roll?
Mr. Carver?
Yes.
Mr. Minnick?
Yes.
Mr. Cicerelli?
Yes.
Mr. Carney?
Yes.
Yes. And the next item is to consider awarding the bid for the purchase of 2 mowers for the Parks Department. We only received 1 bid for that, and it was from Gary's Equipment, and it was in the amount of $11,267.20. They were trading in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 old mowers to get 2 new mowers. So I'll make a motion to award that to Gary's. Do I have any questions, concerns, comments? Do I have a second?
Second.
Will the clerk call the roll?
Mr. Carver?
Yes.
Mr. Minnick?
Yes.
Mr. Cicerelli?
Yes.
Mr. Carney?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes. Okay, next, consider the provisional appointment of Charles Carroll as a code enforcement officer. Now, I had this effective for tomorrow, but based on the fact that we can't even start with his paperwork for payroll, and codes is not really in the office, and we don't have the ability to give him the technology to start and give him the direction, we feel like we should hold off, and I would suggest April 13th. Tim, this is a question for you, that if we appoint him tonight for April 13th, and that for some reason isn't a good time to start him, can I say that we can delay that? Can I?
We can make the appointment contingent on the supervisor determining that the staff is fully available to work. So that would be the contingency. Delegate that authority to the supervisor to hire or to appoint him as of that day.
Right, okay. This person is fully trained. He was working part-time for another municipality, and so he can basically hit the ground running, which I thought was a very good thing. He was willing to work part-time or full-time. But in his previous position, he was part-time, so he never took the actual code enforcement officer test. He met the qualifications, He would still be considered provisional because now that he's going full-time, he would need to take the test. The list only had 2 other people on it, so we were able to hire him off of the list. But he would have to take the test as soon as it became available. So I think he's a good, very, very good candidate for our need right now. And even down the road, if he decided he didn't want to do it full-time, I think he would make a good part-time person to even have on. Okay?
His resume looks pretty solid.
Yeah. Okay. So I would like to make a motion to appoint Charles Kroll as a code enforcement officer at an hourly rate of $25.95.
Starting date to be determined.
Starting date to be determined by supervisor. Do I have a second to that motion?
I'll second that.
Will the clerk call the roll?
Mr. Parker?
Yes.
Mr. Magnelli?
Yes.
Mrs. Rowley?
Yes.
Mr. Carney?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, consider approval of charges for cleanups. We have 204 Cranberry Drive and 112 Garden City Drive. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to pay those.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Will the clerk call the roll?
Mr. Parker?
Yes.
Mr. Magnelli?
Yes.
Mrs. Rowley?
Yes.
Mr. Carney?
Yes.
Mrs. Parker?
Yes. Next, I'd like to waive town board policy to add to the agenda the following items, item number 14 and 15. Do I have a second?
Second.
Will the clerk call the roll?
Mr. Parker?
Yes.
Mr. Magnelli?
Yes.
Mrs. Rowley?
Yes.
Mr. Carney?
Yes.
Yes. Consider changing the appointment of Dave Butler, constable, to substitute at $23.31 an hour at a minimum of 3 hours, and making Michael Quigley, constable, permanent at $23.31 for 3 hours.
Is it 23 or
32.
32.31, effective March 23rd. Mike Quigley has now been working regular. Dave is the substitute and does DA day. So I just wanted to make that switch so that,
Is it just switching?
Yep. just switching them. That's exactly what it is. So I'll make that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Will the clerk call the roll?
Mr. Parker?
Yes.
Mr. Magnelli?
Yes.
Mrs. Rowley?
Yes.
Mr. Carney?
Yes.
Mrs. Dowd?
Yes. Consider the 2020 appointments for parks maintenance as submitted by the Parks Department. We had gotten an original sheet where everybody was gonna start March 30th. I had talked to Chris yesterday to basically say, I hate to bring people on under the circumstances, but he is so concerned that if we don't mow, we're gonna be overgrown at those parks. I mean, obviously today it's snowing, but I just said to him then, revise your dates, so that we probably won't need to mow until at least April. So he did come back and pushed them back. He has a plan in place so that if we're continuing in this social distancing, that he can have one person at each park. So, again, it's mowing, so that they're out there, alone doing that. And if anything, he has talked to all of them and said that it might not be full-time where they come in and work a full day, that it might be part-time for a while, just to come in and get the mowing done. But it's up to you guys. The first one to start is April 13th
It's April 6th, actually.
or April 6th.
Correct.
That's what this is,
Yeah. Chris sent me a picture of that, so I wanted everybody to have that. What's your thoughts?
Can we do a PBB similar to what we just did with Chloride? You can make the determination with Chris and it would be a good time
Yeah,
to start.
What, your thoughts the same thing?
Yes, my thoughts are the same thing. If ultimately we're in an emergency situation, supervisor can delegate the authority to her to evaluate the situation on a day-to-day, if not a weekly basis, then she can make the decision when it's most appropriate.
Right. The only thing I want to just say that even if we are in extended emergency and we don't open the parks, I would still hate to see them in an overgrown situation.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think at some point,
Right.
whether I don't care if we vote on it tonight or not, but I think at some point, we still have to maintain the parks, throughout the year.
So we can approve them all subject to me, making the determination as to whether they start. Okay.
We got it.
Are you okay with
That's
that?
fine.
Okay, okay. Yeah, because if we have snow for the rest of March into April, then
That just
it doesn't make sense. Because again, obviously, we made the decision to pay the staff under the circumstances. I don't want to bring people on board only to have them sit home and get paid.
What's our next meeting date?
The 13th.
April 13th.
April 13th, yeah. So I think that's 3 weeks away because we've got an extra Monday. So, yeah,
That's what I think.
okay. Do you want to make a motion to that?
Sure, I'll make that motion to appoint these individuals, start date TBD.
Okay. Do you, do I have a second? Will the clerk call the roll?
Mr. Carver?
Yes.
Mr. Rinaldi?
Yes.
Mr. Cicerelli?
Abstain.
Mr. Carney?
Yes. Okay, I don't have any further business and anything else? We're good? Okay, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thanks guys. Stay safe.